Article 3 is at the heart of who we actually are. We all want to do the best job for our clients. We want to negotiate the best terms and the best offer. And we can still do this while cooperating with other brokers. We are in this all together. Cooperation does not mean weakness. I actually think that it means the opposite. We demonstrate strength and poise when we are cooperating with another broker while still protecting and advocating for the best interest of our clients. Sometimes I think we feel like maybe there's an obligation to cooperate, or that there is something negative, a negative connotation with it and a burden, but really cooperating can be as simple as returning a phone call. It could be answering questions about a property when we know that information is already in the MLS. And it could be as simple as showing the property for another broker when they aren't available to show the property themselves, because that's in the best interest of our seller to get exposure and access to their listing. The difference between a licensee and a realtor obviously is that we have a duty to adhere to the Code of Ethics, and for most of us, we forget what that actually even means. And quite honestly, as someone that is as involved as I am, even I can forget all of the elements of the code. And the difference is that we actually have an obligation to adhere to this code for the best interest of those that we work with and those that we work for. A real estate agent or a licensee does not have to adhere to that same code. Now, don't hear me, that does not mean that they are necessarily unethical. It just means that there's no mechanism in place when they choose not to make the best decisions. My advice would be to come from curiosity and ask questions instead of making assumptions. Earlier, when I made the comment about showing a property, like a listing agent showing a property for the buyer agent, a lot of the time what I hear is that first initial gut reaction of, I'm not showing the property for them, it's their buyer, they should take care of it, I don't care if they're on vacation. The reality is that it's in your client, the seller's best interest in this example, for you to show the property. So as an example, actually one of my agents this morning just shared that she showed her listing and she showed it to the buyer for an agent that is actually having stomach surgery because she has cancer. And they talked about a contingency. And the agent said, well, if we write an offer, would you help me do open houses for my clients? And she said, absolutely. That is a win for her seller as well. At the end of the day, it really is what our clients want. And sometimes what they want at the end of that transaction is not always what we can deliver, meaning sometimes we allow our egos to get in the middle of that, thinking that we can one up, we can do better. And often that actually blows up in our face and ends up being a bigger problem for our clients. When if we remove our ego and we actually focus on what it is that they want and what they say, then we're able to actually balance both.